The US federal government recently declared a Canadian company a significant transnational criminal organization under a federal power that has never been used in this way before. What is the history of this power? In September of this year, the US Treasury Department issued an executive order designating Pacific Network Services Limited, or PACNET, a 22-year-old Vancouver company that operates in the financial transaction sector, a significant transnational criminal organization. This was done in consultation with the President, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of the Treasury, and the Attorney General Loretta Lynch, but crucially, without any judicial findings or criminal charges being laid. This type of executive action had previously been reserved for state entities. For instance, in 1979, President Carter used it to block Iranian assets. In 1986, President Reagan invoked it to interrupt trade with Libya. Then President Clinton used it to block transactions with Yugoslavia and the Taliban, and then President Bush exercised it after 9/11. Then in July of 2011, President Obama issued Executive Order 1358 called Blocking the Property of Transnational Criminal Organizations. The initial groups targeted by this order were organizations with mythological origins, such as the Yakuza of Japan, the Italian Camorra crime syndicate, the Mexican Los Zetas drug cartel, and now PACNET. The US is alleging that PACNET and its affiliates allowed the laundering of money through their transaction services and knowingly facilitated various mail fraud schemes. Whether this is true or not, this was a dangerous precedent to set, as it involves an otherwise legitimate corporation that has not had any formal criminal charges filed or judicial findings made against it being declared a criminal organization, which is a devastating and highly stigmatizing label that has had the effect of completely obliterating their ability to do business, because all of PACNET's US assets have been frozen, and anybody who does business with them will potentially now be subject to civil and/or criminal liability for breaching the executive order, which can result in up to 20 years in prison.